Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda, Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Anandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome all of you, all the visitors, viewers, all the Kailasians, e-Kailasians from thousands of Kailasas all across the globe. We are extremely delighted to welcome all of you for today's Nithyananda Satsang. And to all the viewers who have gathered at this moment for the direct divine enlightening audience with the avatar from over 150 countries, and all our blessed Kailasians and e-Kailasians who have joined via two-way video conferencing, and all the viewers who are here from more than 24 different time zones, watching us from Facebook, more than 500 pages in Facebook,
Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Kailasa's NTV, Kailasa's HNTV, and Kailasa TV. We welcome all of you to this direct audience with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, leading and guiding all of us, 2 billion Hindus worldwide, into living a conscious lifestyle and having a super conscious breakthrough.
Before we enter into today's segment, I think let's watch a short video on who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam.
I am as old as sun, as new as sunrise. Various incarnations happened, gave a breakthrough to consciousness and gave opening to the next level. My responsibility is to introduce new consciousness which manifests powers of Sadashiva. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. I have experienced Sadashiva in his completion, and he has empowered me to transmit that experience to all of you. It's my commitment to all of you. I'll make you experience and manifest Sadashivatva, powers and state and space of Sadashiva. When you manifest powers, naturally the state of Sadashiva and space of Sadashiva starts manifesting in you. More power manifestation, more integrity, more unclutching, more nirvikalpa samadhi, more joy, more restful awareness, more responsibilism, more enrich, more bliss. This tradition has a capacity to retain its authenticity and originality. My purpose is to make this statement to the world. Hinduism is real. Ideas move from mind to mind. Energy moves from space to space. Cognitions move from body to body. That is why even Sadashiva needs a body. He assumed the body because he needs body to transmit these cognitions to you. Whatever I am doing is reviving the original science as expressed in Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Vedas and agamas of the Hindu tradition. Given by Sadashiva, received by Devi, adopted by Vishnu to run this universe is agama. Agamas insist on us serving beyond our frame. Whatever experience, anubhuti I had by my Guru's grace, Atma Pramana, I do acid wash with Shastra Pramana, Apta Pramana, the ancient masters' experiences. Whatever finally stand, I share it with the world as Sakshi Pramana. I welcome everyone for the grand feast of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Let us go on contributing.
Who Swamiji is. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened civilization, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation, the only Hindu nation in the world. His Divine Holiness is an avatar from and Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. He's made the science of power manifestation, yoga, temple-based universities, etc. for humanity. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by His Divine Holiness, and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora are continuously working for global peace and to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
Nithyananda Hindu University, which is the world's largest Hindu university with accredited campuses in over 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving over 20 million source scriptures of Hinduism and the 64 sacred arts and sciences like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, Arthashastra, etc. His Divine Holiness is the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Shyamala Pita Sarvajna Pitam, which is an ancient epics body of Hinduism, and he is the present emperor of the Surya Vamsha Surangi Samrajyam. And His Divine Holiness has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. And despite of all of the attacks, still Swamiji, His Divine Holiness, is continuing to contribute to the humanity.
I have a small video where the hard work of Swamiji, just a glimpse of it is shown. So we would like all of us to watch it.
The first and foremost sacred secret I want you to know: integrity is falling in love with your higher personality. Understand? You do have Sadashivatva in you. You are hardwired for it. It's not that your Sadashivatva is gift from somebody. No. Understand? Just like how when you fall asleep, you put an alarm and tell the alarm, hey, wake me up tomorrow morning. Same way, that's exactly the way I sent my gurus. I sent my gurus to the planet Earth ahead of me and said, hey, I am coming. Wake me up when I assume the human body. My alarm clocks were my gurus. Hey, wake me up. Understand? They just reminded me to fall in love with my higher personality, Sadashiva. I started my public life in a very young age. Immediately after 12, after I realized my enlightenment, I took my first Padayatra as per my Guru's instruction. That Padayatra is my first enriching Padayatra. See, I should say, I started organized public life in 2000. But my public life started when I was 12. How I started my public life? One person at a time. I'll walk from village to village, sit, spend some time. And small boy, naturally people will be curious, all alone. They will come and try to talk to me. Then I'll start talking to them and start enriching. Whatever little way I know. It was a raw, crude, ground level way. One person at a time. So I decided I am going to start my own way. One person at a time.
என்னுடைய ரூம் பக்கத்து ரூம் தான் அவர் இருந்தாப்புல. ஒரு சின்ன இரும்பு பெட்டி ஒன்று இருக்கும். அந்த இரும்பு பெட்டியில தினந்தோறும் காலையில் 5 மணிக்கு எழுந்து ஒரே நபர் எங்க ஹாஸ்டல்லே முதல் நபர் அவராக தான் இருப்பார். குளிச்சுட்டு வந்துட்டு தினந்தோறும் பூஜை செய்வாப்புல. பூஜை செய்து விட்டுட்டு யாரெல்லாம் அவர்கிட்ட போயிட்டு ஆசீர்வாதம் கேட்குறாரோ அவர் திண்ணறு வச்சு இன்றைய நாள் நன்றாக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எல்லாருக்கும் ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணுவாப்புல.
ஏன் அவர் சிரிச்சுட்டே தான் இருக்கிறாரு. ஆனால் அந்த சிரிப்பினுடைய அர்த்தம் எனக்கு இப்போதான் கரெக்டாக புரியுது. ஏன்னா அது ஒரு தெய்வீக சிரிப்புன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, அந்த தெய்வீக சிரிப்பை என்னால் இப்பவும் நல்லா உணர முடியும்.
ரூம்குள்ள வந்துட்டாருன்னா ஒண்ணு சும்மாவே இருக்க மாட்டாரு, புக் எடுத்து படிப்பாரு, இல்ல அந்த சிலைகளுக்கான அலங்காரங்கள் பண்றது இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாரு. இல்லைன்னா எந்நேரம் பார்த்தாலும் ஒரு அந்த மெடிடேஷனோ இல்ல வேற ஒரு பாவநிலையிலையோ ரூம்குள்ளேயே நடந்துட்டு இருப்பாரு. இதுக்காக ஒர்க்கையும் டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ண மாட்டாரு. ஒர்க் டைம் வந்தா அதுல இருந்து இறங்கி வந்து உடனே வேலைக்கு போடுவாரு. வேலைக்கு போயிட்டாருன்னா அங்க சிரிச்சு பேசி ஜாலியா இருந்து அதே நேரத்தில் உன்னிப்பா கவனிக்கிறது.
Parivrajaka Yatra happens only when you move out of joy. I tell you, I was moving like a banyan leaf in the breeze. When a leaf falls from the tree, in the breeze how it moves. That's the way I moved in my life. That is why my Parivrajaka, even to remember, is a joy for me. I tell you, shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So most smartest strategy is hard work with integrity. That's all. That's the most smartest strategy. I decided, let me sit and start doing, start empowering, start enriching. It's actually, that is the way I remember me even now. When I close my eyes, I don't remember me sitting in a golden throne. When I close my eyes, I only remember the boy, village boy with a stick on his shoulder, a kamandalu. Before Hindus could recognize, I have created a very powerful enlightenment ecosystem. Everywhere, spiritual awakening is happening, enlightenment is happening. People are manifesting enlightenment, manifesting powers, everything. Kailasa is reviving the enlightenment ecosystem. The Kailaasa will be the place where almost million power manifestors are living and running. At least 10 million temples and monasteries, which are spiritual embassies of Paramashiva, and reviving this enlightenment, power manifesting civilization. Kailasa is a place where everything related to super consciousness is revived. All the sampradaya, all the spiritual ecosystems. Kailasa is a place where everything related to super consciousness is revived. All the sampradaya, all the spiritual ecosystems created for enlightenment will be revived. And established in such a way, it never gets lost again. There forever serving the humanity.
Swamiji has been tirelessly, continuously working for Hinduism. From his young age, sacrificing his home, his family, his youth, his own Arunachala, and his own nation, all of it in spite of so many attacks, assassination attempts on his life. Why?
Swamiji continuously has been dedicating every moment of his life to preserve and revive, protect and restore Hinduism. Why?
In today's segment, we're all going to be addressing some of these fundamental questions that each of us have in our minds about why Kailasa, why this Hindu nation, what is Kailasa? Understand, most of us are very familiar with people saying, oh, Swamiji has created a nation already, there is already Reserve Bank for that. Yes, there are so many people talking about it, where some are admiring it, many are wanting to become a part of it, some are even ridiculing it, but some are genuinely wanting to know what is Kailasa? Why do we need a Hindu nation? Why do we need this whole Kailasa being built for Hindus?
This whole segment is going to be addressing each one of your questions on why Kailasa and what is Kailasa. And for your questions to be taken live, you all can post your questions on Twitter using the hashtag Nithyananda. You all can post it and we will be directly taking your questions and answering them. So you all can take a few minutes and just go to Twitter and use the hashtag Nithyananda and tweet your questions. We will be taking your questions live. We also have some very amazing, very interesting things to share with all of you. So you all can be posting the questions and we will be taking your questions and answering them.
So now, as you all post the question, let's all understand some basic facts of Hinduism, of our roots that many of us are oblivious of, or I should say, many of us are made blind to. First is Hinduism is the longest living civilization. And Hinduism is one of the most practiced religion. And second, Hinduism was the richest civilization still few centuries back. We were actively contributing to at least 62% of global economy, mainly in the fields of textiles, agriculture, medicines, education, to name a few. And the third is Hinduism has faced one of the worst Holocaust ever, with over 20 million people massacred, raped, murdered, amputated, tortured to death, and converted at knife point. Many artificial famines induced. Our women were abused and raped. Still, Hinduism is going through such horrendous attacks and persecution. If, in spite of going through so much attacks, persecution, I should say almost being choked to extinction, if today Hinduism has managed to survive with the bare minimum by all Hindus being scattered, living in different corners of the globe to save their lives, it is because of one small, continuous living stream of avatars happening time and again to keep Hinduism alive.
That is why today all gurus and incarnations are constantly attacked, abused, and persecuted. Living example, we all are seeing Swamiji. 500 plus assassination attempts and still targeted with be it character assassination or in person assassination attempts. You'll have seen it happen many times in the past, where the gurus have been mob lynched, as recent as a vulgar mob lynching, where it is portrayed as if they were thieves that were attacked, where the gurus are mob lynched and killed, while the media mafia never brings all these to the public. Hinduism is being suffocated to extinction at an alarming rate. That is why the world's only Hindu nation, Kailasa, is needed. I think that is the reason why we even need this nation to live peacefully, so we all can exist peacefully and have the complete freedom to practice Sanatana Hindu Dharma.
In Swamiji's own words, he says, revolution is not the solution. Evolution is a solution. This is the cause for Kailasa. It stands as a huge Hindu nation today, as an incubator for many ancient sciences to grow back. A very recent example we all saw was the Akasha Garuda Muligai, which was almost the verge of its extinction. How many of us even knew about it?
True. Many such sciences are losing its life just by talking about it. So beautifully, Swamiji brought that to international attention, international platform, and adding so much of scientific value to it. Today, Kailasa is reviving the science of this herb, which was in the verge of extinction, already endangered, and is in the verge of extinction.
Actually, if you all see, today all of us, the 2 billion practicing Hindus who want to practice, explore, and learn Hinduism, we all do not have access to it. Any field of Hinduism you take, it's diluted, inaccessible, and destroyed.
Just to take one example, very recently, a 150-year-old Devi temple in Tamil Nadu was shut down. 150-year-old Devi temple. Why? Because of certain casteist terrorists are opening meat stall in front of that temple. Some mafia casteist terrorists, they are able to close a 150-year-old Devi temple. I actually even have a news clipping of that, because not all media channels talk about it. The media mafia gang isn't interested in Hinduism surviving. It was so shocking to see how that priest, he's coming and he's begging, he's making videos, he's filing complaints.
No attention.
The whole meat shop in front of a Devi temple, such a sacred temple, and they're abusing that space, they're abusing the spiritual ecosystem, and they are making sure that no person, not a single devotee, is able to come into the temple. And because of that, already the priest doesn't have any revenue except for if the people come and offer something to them. See how the ecosystems are being destroyed. Now, no action has been taken about this. Meat shop there is a big meat shop illegally that is kept right next to the ancient temple, Devi temple. The smell of that meat is stinking inside the temple. And the priest have tried many times. They even closed the temple because of it. Understand, deities are living. If a temple gets closed, who will offer the Naivedyam to the deities?
Continuously targeting and attacking the Hindu sentiments. I think we all should watch the clipping to know how the temple was just shut down and that whole ecosystem destroyed. You all can see the video clipping.
A 42-year-old Hindu healer and sadhu who committed suicide was allegedly intimidated and beaten by police for impeding the conversion of Hindus living in the area. Shivanadiyar Saravanan of Salem district in Tamil Nadu was reportedly thrashed and shamed August 14th in front of his children and villagers by a group led by Sub-Inspector of Tevur police station. According to locals, Saravanan was a Hindu healer who conducted pujas and provided an effective solution for healing for people in the area. It is alleged that healing by the sadhu was causing an impediment for missionary militants in the area looking to lure people to convert away from Hinduism by the promise of healing along with conversion. Saravanan said in a video he recorded after the assault that he was unable to maintain his dignity after being abused in front of his children and neighbors. Sub-inspector beat me up thinking he can do anything with the power he got, he said. Sarvanan was reportedly tending to healing 2 people at the time he was thrashed and beaten by a group led by the local sub-inspector. Sarvanan's mother had told that she saw marks of physical torture on her son's body behind his neck, shoulders, back, upper arms, and buttocks. Another interesting point is that the post-mortem of the body was done on the spot. The body was not taken to the hospital for post-mortem. Reportedly, the locals in the village and Sarvanan's neighbors had very high regards for him and mentioned he was a good man who simply went about doing his work without disturbing anyone. A Mariamman temple near Ramakrishna Mutt in Mylapore has reportedly been squeezed to close its doors by a neighboring biryani shop serving non-veg outside the temple entrance. The temple has been closed for months due to coronavirus, but after reopening its doors recently, it is finding itself embroiled in the non-veg restaurant, cooking and serving right outside the temple entrance. There is a respect that needs to be given to the god. That respect has to be shown by everyone, be it Christian, Muslim, or Hindu. They are cooking and selling biryani just outside the temple, said the temple priest. The temple is said to be more than 150 years old, and the priest says many people used to visit for healing and receive neem leaves and blessings from the deities, but they are being deterred by the atmosphere of people eating non-veg outside the temple, and the noise and smells, even all evening, are also keeping visitors away. Because the temple has no hundi, it is dependent completely on what people offer in the arti plate for survival, but now the people are less willing to come near the temple. The temple has been locked and a board put up explaining why the temple will no longer be open.
What all of us saw now is just one example of all that has been happening to Hinduism. Thousands of years ago, Bhagwan Krishna had told in Bhagavad Gita, Yadha yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyukthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham.
Meaning, whenever there is a decline in dharma, when dharma is getting destroyed, it'll happen again and again to re-establish it. That is what he means. Yadha yada hi dharmasya. So, true to his word, he is incarnated again. That's why we can see a continuous stream of living incarnations happening again and again to do the punarstapana of dharma, to revive the Sanatana Hindu dharma.
But that is also precisely why the anti-Hindu elements are constantly targeting the Hindu gurus, incarnations, and enlightened beings. See, even this Hindu temple, why there are so many places where you can open the restaurant, but right next to the temple, opening a meat stall,
Actually,
just to disturb the ecosystem.
Little more. First of all, opening in a land which doesn't belong to them is illegal, and which is something that whole land is belonging to the temple. So the temple has all the rights to tell them to stop, not do it. And for that, the priest is not even, his voice isn't even being heard. And continuously, the people are just more and more, the meat shops area is increasing. See, police who are responsible for that area are not even bothered about it. That is another thing that, see, the police are responsible for that area. They are supposed to be bothered about it. They are supposed to take care of it. When the government is running the temple, actually, that is also another thing. Why no other religion? The government takes over their religious
Actually,
places.
if you see, it's actually in the laws itself. It is given what government follows is where they do not take any Hindu temple, right from managing the temple, running the rituals, all of it, government appointed officials do it. Whereas other religions, let's say for other religions, certain religions, government can partially involve, like even that, the government has to suggest to the board which takes care of that entire religion, and then they will decide whether to appoint that or not. Third, in some other religion, it is clearly stated that the government cannot even interfere in whatever the religious activities are going on.
And how many of us even know already in 8 states of India, Hinduism is declared as a minority religion. And in many other states, Hinduism is already in the verge of being a minority. It's all in, like, people have already applied for it. So just imagine and see how Hinduism, we say in India only, most of the Hindus are living, and all other religions are called as minority. Now it's completely changing. Hindus are becoming a minority.
Actually, by destroying the ecosystems continuously. See, the problem is we're all being mispresented about it. How many of us even know how many lakhs and lakhs of temples are getting destroyed?
Actually, what we saw today is just one example.
Absolutely.
Of
And
thousands of such traditions dying.
exactly. And with each of these temples getting destroyed, it is not just the buildings, the hundreds and thousands of temples that are destroyed, and millions of sciences are dying along with it. And we are all made blind to these facts. Actually, you all should know. Just in the year of 1998 alone, 40,000 acres of temple have been converted into roads, religious centers, just in Tamil Nadu alone.
My God.
The fact that I'm talking about is just in Tamil Nadu.
Actually, there was a big trend on Twitter to reclaim our 40,000 temples lost. It's actually not just 40,000 acres of temples, it's 40,000 temples itself.
Because it's lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of temples, not
just in Tamil Nadu. Just in Tamil Nadu. 40,000 temples have already been destroyed and converted into some other religious center. Just imagine and see. Converted into some other religious center. Will any other religion keep quiet? There is a thing called reclaim our temples back. We have few pictures too where showing what kind of destruction our temples have gone through. The destruction, the amount of destruction that our Hindu temples have gone through. With this destruction, understand, each temple is not just a building, it is an ecosystem that is getting lost. Each of these is not just a building that we are thinking, oh, okay, like for example, we always say, anytime this comes to temple discussion, one thing that is said is, oh, temples are getting destroyed. Like Somnath temple, see, Hindus, we will be able to rebuild the temples. So 17 times Somnath temple got destroyed. Now 18th time we are rebuilding the temple. Great. At least we are rebuilding. That is great. But, so like that 40,000 temples just in Tamil Nadu. This is a list that is known. Actually, if you see, there are 1 lakh temples that are missing. Like you go and see, you'll see a complex there now. Like you'll go and see there's a shopping complex or there is a restaurant, there's a business building. The place where temples once existed. That nobody even talks about. So what happened to all the treasures in the temple? What happened to the deity? So sometimes the deities are made of gold. What happened to those deities in the temple? What happened to the sacred scriptures that were preserved in the temple? So much is already gone. And now we are trying to rebuild. Great, but where are we? But even if we try to rebuild, even let's take the example of Somnath temple. You may rebuild the structure. Yes, the Somnath temple is there. But where is the ecosystem? The science that it was holding and preserving. What happened to that?
And each time, with each of these temples getting destroyed, all the sciences that we are losing, we all need to know that the amount of destruction is happening. We all think, oh, it has happened in the past, or it is already happened. No, it is happening every day. We are made blind to it. As recent as April, the HRNC department had, it's an open statement. It is it's in the news, where they had told openly that top temples in Tamil Nadu alone have given 3,000 tons of rice to be distributed for the coronavirus pandemic shutdown all across Tamil Nadu for a grand celebration of another religious festival. Whereas later, just few weeks later,
Understand, our Hindu religious festivals have been stopped. And the rice, the grains from our Hindu temples have been given to what the festivals are celebrated in different religion.
and not just rice
No, I think you can just say, because this is an open thing. For Muslim celebrations. From Hindu temples it is taken and given. Now don't twist this telling, oh, we are against Muslims. No. All we are asking is, why are our rights being violated?
And along with that, 30 crore plus rupee fund was being taken by top temples. Now, what will happen to those temples? What is happening?
Justice? Where is the justice?
Today, if we go to Chidambaram temple, we can see how the area that Dikshitars maintained was beautiful. It was being taken care of. But the same
do you
thing,
remember when we had gone, actually, like the whole first place, like where the Natraja is there, that whole place where the Dikshitars, who have been taking care of the temple for lineages now, they are that whole lineage has been taking care of the temple. So when we went and saw that area that they were taking care of, it's so beautiful, clean. It is so clean and so sacred. That sacredness was so beautifully maintained. And when we entered into that area, where just in the same temple complex, here Nataraja's deity is there, the whole Garbha Mandir is there, just opposite to that, a small portion of the temple that the government is maintaining. The HRNC department is maintaining. How was it? The deity had cockroaches climbing on it. I was shocked when I saw that, because after growing up in Gurukul, the way we maintain the deities, for us, deities are real gods who are sitting there. So that is why every day we go and offer food, we do abhishekam, we iron their clothes, and then we put them, do the alankar for them. So gods are living in the deities. But the one that HRNC department made it, like the stark opposite, can just be clearly seen over there in the temple in Chidambaram.
see, understand, of course, we are not against the government or any this thing that is happening, but we all need to understand the current society that we are all living in. At an alarming rate, Hinduism is getting destroyed. There may be many people thinking, oh, what immediately talking about deities, gods. No, all of us need to understand, along with that, thousands of great sciences are dying. Thousands of architectural marvels are getting destroyed. Who can reproduce the musical pillars in Hampi? Or who can reproduce the hanging pillars of the Lepakshi temple? I think we all can watch a small clipping on the These are all the musical pillars in Hampi, and all of us can also watch.
Actually, just to tell about Hampi, what all of you are seeing, each of those pillars have a unique musical note. So you go the thin pillars, you go and tap them. You will actually hear the sarigama padanisa, the notes, the Carnatic musical notes. You will be able to hear just by tapping the stone pillars. They are stone pillars. They are not any metal. They are stone pillars. We had this science of identifying the right stone and putting it in such a way that when tapped, it produces that exact musical note. This particular picture that all of you are seeing now is from the Hampi temple, where the musical notes can be heard this way, tapping the pillars. We also have a short video clipping on Lepakshi temple. See, Lepakshi temple has a unique thing. This is the next a different temple that I'm talking about. The pillar of the Lepakshi temple, huge granite pillar, will be hanging, where you can actually put a cloth underneath it, and see. We have a small video clipping that we would like you to watch.
Hi, welcome to Yo-Yo Unsolved Mysteries. Mystery behind the hanging pillar of Lepakshi. World miracle brings to the mind images of marvelous phenomenon occurring within supernatural intervention and involving mystical mysteries. But in India, it is just another daily trend with miracles, historical, geographical, archaeological, supernatural and natural happening around everywhere. One such spectacle of Indian history to ponder over is the hanging pillar at the Veerabhadra temple in Lepakshi, a small village in Andhra Pradesh. Hanging pillar in Lepakshi is a medieval architectural wonder to witness. Empire of Vijayanagara, Lepakshi is an epitome of magnificence and brilliance. The village was founded as late as 1538 AD by Maharaja Aliya Ramaraya of the Vijayanagara Empire. It has an interesting association with the Ramayana. The lore goes that when Lord Rama met the dying bird Jatayu here, he helped him attain moksha by saying the words Le Pakshi, which in Telugu means rice bird. Hence the village got its name as Lepakshi. The most interesting architectural art of Lepakshi is the hanging pillar of Veerabhadra temple. Out of 70 pillars, one pillar does not rest on the ground. Hangs in the air with enough space between the ground and base. There you can spread a newspaper or any other cloth, you can clearly witness it. Which was built in 1583 AD in the Vijayanagara style of architecture by brothers Virupanna and Veeranna. So after a survey by Archaeology India, they proved that pillar was not built by mistake, but it was built intentionally to prove the brilliance of the builders of the time. So keep watching Yo-Yo Times for more unsolved mysteries.
Example. But like this, there are so many sciences that are lost. Now, who can still today, the one in Lepakshi temple or the musical pillars in Hampi, nobody is able to reproduce these sciences.
Actually, even in the 7 wonders of the world, these marvels are not even told.
Absolutely.
I was watching a video where, like, what others from different parts of the world think about Hinduism. You know, Hinduism is told as Satan worshipping religion, Satan worshipping religion. That is, I was shocked. They said that is how they learned about it. Like Hinduism is introduced to them as if it's Satan worshipping religion. Oh my God. And it's in many other people believe Hinduism as some blind faith based religion. These amazing sciences We are a scientific religion. All our sciences are much advanced. We have science for every single thing. That is why Swamiji always says, like anything, if anything that Swamiji is reviving, be it power manifestation or the science of Advaita, science of completion, he always gets the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference of that particular truth that Swamiji is reviving, and he explains to us from, we have a very clear system. One is the Shastra Pramana, then Shastra Pramana is scriptural reference, Apta Pramana, which is, well, like how the great enlightened beings earlier who were there have lived this science. Third is Atma Pramana from Swamiji's own experience. And fourth is the Sakshi Pramana, how we are living today and manifesting that. Maybe it is a power or the truth, how it is being applied in our lives. And fifth is Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana means scientific research to whatever level science has caught up, or we even do like scientific studies and researches to establish it. So it's a completely quantifiable religion. Everything said in Sanatana Hindu Dharma has a science behind it. Be it as simple as don't eat after Sandhya, where in Shushruta Samhita, Shushruta declares like not like that human beings should only eat between Pratha to Sandhya Kala and not after Sandhya Kala, means not after sunset. It is scientifically proven now that if you eat after sunset, how it the microbes that are alive and active during the night time might enter your food, and it will cause an imbalance in your microbiome inside your guts. That is why today 80% or 85% of Americans have gut issues. America is just one country that I'm just quoting, but throughout the world, all of us have issues with related to our gut, because this was never told to us. It was just ignored as some superstitious belief in Hinduism. Hinduism is an amazing religion that's completely scientific and quantifiable. Now, this science, I'll just give one example of the science. Let's say Tanjavur temple. There are no shadows cast in that huge, it's a huge granite structure, the tallest granite structure in the world. But at any point of the day or at any point of the year, the shadow of the temple will not fall on the ground. Let's watch a video that shows, that talks about this now.
you can see, my God, every time we just look at this, I just get awed by the intelligence, the geniuses that we have produced. Hinduism, just imagine when we talk about Hinduism, Brahmins, always we are projected as poor people, illiterate. Brahmins are people with pot belly. I don't know. All nonsense is only told. It remains as a common perception amidst people. But look at the geniuses that we have had.
Actually, that is why if you see always, and even in the comical drawings, Brahmins means pot belly. Who said so? Actually, if we see even the rishis or the deities of the rishis, nobody has a pot belly. It is not that if they have a pot belly, it is not carved. There are deities, like for example, some of the traders, some of the chettiars who have donated, if they have a belly, their belly is also carved in the temples. So it is not that okay, even if the belly is there, they will not carve in the temple. No, if it is there, they will carve. But it is not that all the Brahmins are with pot bellies. That is the assumption that we are forced into. Oh my God, just see the architectural marvel of this temple. It's fascinating.
In those years where there were no cranes, there were no power lifting, any machineries, but they have built still today, thousands of years later, with more than 6 earthquakes, the temple still is standing strong, which was built without even digging into the earth.
It's just amazing. All these, actually, many of these unique concepts, like for example, the Lepakshi's hanging pillar and the Tanjavu's granite structure, how they are carving in that. All these unique sciences, there are only a set of communities that know these sciences. Like for example, the Navapashana. Navapashana means the science of mixing 9 poisons in such a way that it can become medicine that can heal anything. It's a very extremely powerful science that can convert that can even change any liquid that flows on it for at least 1.5 minutes. It has the power to convert it into the whole molecular structure, converts it. That's science. Navapashana, the person who knew it at last, even that person, he wasn't able to teach to his next generation because the next generation was no more interested in the science because they saw nobody else is respecting the science. So they went off to a software job, and the person who knew this at last died. The last one that he carved is the 21 feet Shivalinga, which is called as the Ananda Linga in the Vaidya Sarovar, which is in Bidadi, Swamiji's Ardinam in Bidadi. It's a huge 21 feet linga, Shivalinga, completely made of the Navapashana stone. So every time the milk is poured on the Shivalinga, milk gets spoiled very easily. But the milk that is poured on this Shivalinga doesn't get spoiled even after 2 weeks. And there is a pond around it, which is called as the healing pond. Many people, like even if you have some diseases like psoriasis, leprosy, and even if you have arthritis, many problems, just by you bathing 3 times, just taking 3 dips, not even 3 times, just 3 dips in that pond, you'll be healed. Same way, the Lepakshi temple's hanging pillar, the video that we saw just before this, that's science. Swamiji is reviving it by building the golden temple. There are going to be few pillars like this, which are going to be hanging pillars. A unique architectural style, because Swamiji revived all these only, the attacks even started. Actually, they remember this particular science. Swamiji, we all were sitting with Swamiji, including that Kulnari, and when Swamiji revealed about this, the whole plan was leaked to the media.
And not just that, Today, that Kulnari Janardhan goes to the media and tells, oh, where is the temple? Where is the temple? So many times. In spite of him, still today the temple is continuously getting built, the construction is happening. But so many times, he never let the temple work happen. Be it to get all the vendors, he will go and leak, like she was saying, he will go and leak the plan that is there to all the media, or he will go and cause some problem with the people who come as, the architects, the people who come to carve the deities, and he will come and report back telling as if their people are not interested, there is some delay. There was so much of obstacles he put in the way. Now it is all, now everything falls into place because he caused these troubles constantly, and going out and talking, telling, oh, why people didn't come, why construction didn't happen. It's in spite of him, all the abuses and attacks he did. Still today, the carving of the temple is going on. Already the base structure is being built.
The Balalayam is already ready. Many of the pillars are already ready. And the deities, the huge deity is getting carved. So many amazing things. Swamiji is just doing it. Despite of all the attacks, despite of being forced to go out of his own place. The persecution, the Holocaust that is happening is too painful. All these architectural marvels that we're seeing, first of all, it is not known to everyone. Second of all, even if it is known to some, people are not aware of the destruction that is happening. Some people talk about, okay, we have lost so much, bringing the problems, but there's a solution for it. What can each one of us do for it?
Actually, many of us may feel that, we all are knowing about it, like you're telling. But many of us, immediately, what do we all think? See, now, because now so many archaeologists, so many historians are finding about more and more about Hinduism, which has been one of the most ancient and evolved and highly intelligent civilization. So, discoveries like Sindhu Samaveli, which is the Indus Valley civilization, or Kiradi, all of it is a marvel. Like, people are still awed about it. Science is still yet trying to understand, comprehend what it is. But it all remains as mere knowledge. It all remains as mere knowledge in us. We all know, yes, there is so much attacks, yes. Many of us are knowing about it, but it's just a knowledge. It is just remaining as mere knowledge in us. Because we are told about it. But what can we, as individuals, having our own life to take care of, do? What can we all do? Many of us think that I'm having my own family, I have to settle my debts and loans, and I have my things to do. How will I be able to do? I have other commitments also. So many of us think that, oh, what difference can I as an individual make? Understand, we're all told about the problems. So many people are bringing awareness, but these problems, many people are, there are many YouTube videos that are coming out. There are so many science and research that's going on all about all this. This is all great. But what is the solution? What can each of us do? What can each of us as individuals do?
Some bravely take sannyas to protect. Some actively become part of Swamiji's mission by seeing the real work that is happening. All that we are requesting everyone to do is spread this message, share this with everyone. Let the world know what is really happening to Hinduism. What is Hinduism in reality? And let us stop persecuting the avatar. I have a video for all of you to watch that shows the amount of persecution that Hinduism is going through, that shows the amount of persecution that Swamiji, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has faced and is continuing to face. This is a small introduction. Despite of so much contribution that Swamiji is doing to Sanatana Hindu Dharma, still this is what he is faced with. So painful to see. How can someone torture a person so much? Oh my God.
Also, many of the facts, it is not even told. Media conveniently, very, very cunningly, just hides this whole facts from us. So many things, so many. Not just that, legally, Swamiji has won many cases because it was all false. Swamiji was exonerated. All of this is never ever told to the public. It is never brought to the public's eye because the anti Hindu media mafia wants to still constantly maintain the false, the whole false image that they all are trying to build about gurus.
Actually, all of you can, I know many of you are boiling by now when you saw this thing as Hindus, as the disciples of Swamiji who have experienced, who have had amazing spiritual experiences, healing experiences, so many other benefits. Take a moment and tweet what you're feeling on Twitter. Just tweet it. We will read out how even all of your voices out to everyone. Let people know that really so many of us are resonating with this. You all can take a moment, use the hashtag Nithyananda, and tweet it on Twitter. You already have one person named Dits. So he has tweeted, watch Nithyananda TV now to learn about the current state of Hinduism. Yes, it is Sanatana Hindu Dharma, but we must also take responsibility. We must stand as pillars for Sanatana Hindu Dharma. That itself stands as the authenticity of our eternally blissful ecosystem. Hashtag Nithyananda. Thank you so much. Like this, we request every one of you. We encourage and request every one of you to take a moment, go to Twitter and tweet what you are feeling. Even if you have any questions that you want to ask about this, even if you have any questions that you want to know even more about Hinduism or what we are talking about, or you want to add how you are feeling about this, take a moment, go to Twitter and use the hashtag Nithyananda and tweet it. And we will share it with all our viewers who are watching from so many countries, more than 24 time zones across the globe. So coming back to this, that psychological torture, like as you were telling, Swamiji was exonerated, but that was never told because the continuous cheap cases that were slammed on Swamiji, just to show the volume of, see how many cases are there on Swamiji, cheap, very, very cheap. Like, for example, there is one case, still I cannot come to terms with that. How can someone be so ridiculous in filing such a case? Even if someone can file such a case, how can the system just accept it? The case is, Swamiji has a printed cheetah cloth. A printed. It's like, even if you look on the TV, you will know it's printed. A printed cheetah cloth. And the stupid case which is filed on Swamiji says, oh, Swamiji has real cheetah skin. And that has and that is very, very illegal. He illegally holds cheetah skin. Come on. It's ridiculous. Wearing animal prints is a fashion.
Absolutely. And more than that,
for Paramashiva, Swamiji has that to print it. Like
exactly.
It's so obvious.
It's so obvious.
Printed.
See, all this actually happens to tire someone out, make them run, 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 and make them drain their life into just fighting these legal cases. See, it is just a very cunning 3-step thing that is done, where first the guru, the target, is isolated. Here, Swamiji, an avatar, he was isolated, he was demonized in front of the media and the public. And second, continuously use the lawfare. So continuously shake the people, shake the devotees, organization continuously by disturbing them, draining their energy by spiral abuse and attacks on the media, defamation, character assassination. And the third is drain their life by continuously slamming, using legal lawfare. See, lawfare means where you use the laws, being technically right in using the laws and manipulating the laws to attack someone. Just we know many cases that are slammed falsely on Swamiji. They know that in the end they will not be able to win, but at least the time that they get, the time that they're able to drain out an avatar who has happened to serve Hinduism, continuously being attacked, so that all that energy and time is drained into just into all these legal cases and stopping the revival of various bold declarations that Swamiji has made. Even Kulnari Janardhan has used this exact same tactic. See, when already everyone knows that we are completely on our own, we are living, we are major, we are not kidnapped, but that even that Kulnari Janardhan knows that what he's filed is a false, baseless allegation.
Even the
But
police
just
know
to-
who spoke to us, even the police know that we are not kidnapped and we are living the life that we want. And such a baseless, meritless, baseless, blatant lie is filed as a case. Actually, some of you are putting the comments on Facebook pages. We request you to put your comments, the feedback that you're having, or the questions that you want to ask. Please take a moment, go to Twitter and tweet your questions with the hashtag Nithyananda. See, some of you are posting it on Facebook. We request you to post it on Twitter. So since we are checking the Twitter and we'll be taking the live questions, so you all can take a moment, like if you have any questions or you want to share how it feels to be it when you're learning about all these, or just to share your experience about how it's been to be a devotee of Swamiji. It might be anything. Just take a moment, go to Twitter and tweet. I'm seeing some of you are even sharing the video of Swamiji on Twitter. That's wonderful. Just use the hashtag Nithyananda and go and tweet so we can take your live questions. You can even be you might even be a devotee and disciple of Swamiji, or you could even be a program participant, maybe the Paramashivoham program participant. Paramashivoham, today season 12 is starting. So Paramashivoham season 12 participants, you might be part of any group. Or if you're just a viewer and really wondering, like, are these true? Or you want to ask us if we are really kidnapped or not. Many people do that. So you can ask any of your questions on Twitter. Just use the hashtag Nithyananda, and the hashtag is projected on the screen, on the bottom of the screen. So you can use this hashtag and tweet. So we are able to read your tweets, and we are also able to tell whatever you're tweeted, we are also able to share it with our viewers, and we can even answer your questions. So take a moment now, go to Twitter and tweet it with the hashtag Nithyananda. So continuing to talk on this persecution, right? Especially while watching the videos where we understand the amazing ecosystem that we had, and painfully seeing how much contribution Swamiji is doing.
And more than all that, how much Tyaga Swamiji has done, how much of sacrifice. It's not a joke for someone from their young age, sacrificing their home, their family, their life, their youth, everything Swamiji sacrificed just to stand up for Hinduism. See, whether one thing, Swamiji is an avatar that all of us 2 billion Hindus who worship and revere him, we know that. But even if not, even if you're thinking, oh, okay, all that, let's all keep it aside. Even as an ordinary human being, if someone is having the courage and confidence and they're the ability to give up their home, their family, their their place, their life, everything for one purpose. Isn't that person someone extraordinary and great?
Even if we take as an author whose life is for writing, he might be a great author, maybe for some of his 2 best-selling books, 3 best-selling books. Maximum, it'll take when they, by the time they're 60 or 70, maximum they might release, like I'm telling in a very, very hypothetical way, 25 books, 30 books, or maybe even 50 books. But Swamiji has released 500 books, all free of cost, absolutely free. Has done so many movements like where anybody who asks, just gives a missed call, can get Bhagavad Gita book. This thick Bhagavad Gita demystified book, this big book, like a huge book, and thickness is like this much. So all these things that Swamiji is giving and doing to us, and what we are doing to humanity, like what Swamiji is doing, it's something unfathomable. Even if we take, let's see, like every dimension of Swamiji. The dimension of Swamiji as an author. There are many authors. When they're 60, 70, they might maximum, in a very hypothetical situation, they might release 30 books. Actually, 30 itself is too much, right? 30, okay, let's say even 50. Swamiji has released 500 books in just in Tamil and English, 500 books, plus all these are translated in more than 170 languages. And all of these for free. Swamiji is giving it for free. One person has shared, I think same Dits has shared, one major click. In the face of abusal, responding with activism. In the face of destruction, responding with rejuvenation. Swamiji leads by example, always responding by accelerating the work for Sanatana Dharma.
Absolutely, that's
Life
so
is
true.
not just expanding, it's accelerating.
That's so true.
Beautiful clip.
Actually, we can see that in Swamiji's life when he was attacked without having a proper, he was not given a proper place to stay. He made homes for hundreds of people by building adinams.
That is why, actually, if you remember, moment Swamiji was imprisoned illegally for 53 days. And he was denied the freedom of speech, that he cannot even talk. Like a fundamental freedom that our constitution offers. The first speech when he comes out of the prison, what he gave was about freedom. The moment he got the freedom of speech, the first speech he gave was freedom. That it's like amazing how he responds to everything. That's a beautiful point. So I'm just for all the viewers to know, I'm reading from Twitter. So any of you are having any questions, or you also want to share something, you got a click that you would like to share, you can just take a moment, go to Twitter, use the hashtag Nithyananda, and you can tweet it. Just take a moment and you can tweet it. We have another person, Harsh Bardhan, who has tweeted, please bless me to always be close to Swamiji, and my surrender to him is unconditional. Please tell me how I will always be close to Swamiji. Such a beautiful question. I know all the devotees, all of us would have just that as a question in us. How to be close to Swamiji, how to deepen our connection. And there are so many satsangs that we can watch. Every day watching the satsang, every day just doing simple things, just doing what Swamiji is telling us to do. Those things itself will deepen your surrender and deepen your connection, feeling connection with Swamiji. So that's a beautiful question that you brought up. And here, this is what we can tell you to do. We are getting more and more questions. So I'll just read one final thing. I think this is from Mark Claudia David. Stop the Hindu Holocaust. Hinduism is the ancient religion and spiritual way to be healthy, wealthy, and live a wonderful and blissful life. The persecution that is made to the real Hinduism is nothing but fear, greed, and harassment, powerlessness actions. Nice tweet, Mom. Actually, we encourage all of you to go to Twitter and you can share this video along with that tweet. Every day we had this segment from 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We start this segment where you can tweet your live questions to us, your feedback, your clicks, so we can read it out to all the viewers and share and even respond and answer your questions. Thank you so much. I think now is the time that all of us are waiting for, to have the darshan of the avatar. So let's prepare ourselves with a small meditation. Sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out deeply and slowly. Now start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Intensely start chanting the Mahavakya.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
परमहंस श्री नित्यानंद जगद्गुरु नित्य रूपा सांब सदा नित्य शंभो महादेव नित्य शंभो अनंत शयना चंद्रवदन कृपा करो नित्य गोपाला सांब सदा नित्य शंभो महादेव नित्य शंभो महादेव नित्य शम्भो योग अवतार नित्य मुरारी दया करो गुरुदेवा नित्यानंद योग अवतार नित्य मुरारी नित्येश्वरि नित्य नित्या परमहंस श्री नित्यानंद जगद्गुरु नित्य रूपा सांब सदा नित्य शंभो महादेव नित्य शंभो सांब सदा नित्य शंभो
श्याम भजो नित्यानंद नाम भजो भजो घन श्याम भजो नित्यानंद नाम भजो येसु बुद्ध वीर सब नित्यानंद रूप भजो येसु बुद्ध वीर सब नित्यानंद रूप भजो नित्यानंदम नित्यं ज्ञानं नित्यानंदम नित्यानंदम
घनश्याम भजो नित्यानंद नाम भजो भजो घनश्याम भजो नित्यानंद नाम भजो भज मन केशवं श्री नित्यानन्दं भज मन माधवं श्री नित्यानन्दं भज मन केशवं श्री नित्यानन्दं भज मन माधवं श्री नित्यानन्दं भज मन गोविन्दं श्री नित्यानन्दं भज मन आनन्दं श्री नित्यानन्दं भज मन गोविन्दं श्री नित्यानन्दं भज मन आनन्दं श्री नित्यानन्दं नित्यानन्दं हरे नित्यानन्दं नित्यानन्दं हरे नित्यानन्दं नित्यानन्दं हरे नित्यानन्दं नित्यानन्दं
ॐ नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Yajamans, Srimahans, Mahans, manifestors, Sarvaparityagis, Kotari, Tanedar, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas, e-Gurukul students, Kailasas, ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, citizens, consulate generals and supporters, Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras and Astreshwaras, Paramashiva Ganas. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashivoham Season 12 is starting today. I initiate and bless all of you who are participating in Paramashivoham Season 8 for successfully experiencing Paramashiva. All the participants of Paramashivoham Season 12, I am initiating and blessing all of you. Paramashiva, myself, directly manifesting and blessing all of you with initiation today. Understand, life is too precious. Use it only for building yourself consciously. Your experience of you only will come with you when you leave this planet Earth. Listen, your experience about you only will come with you when you leave this planet Earth. Neither the wealth you accumulated nor any other pleasure, any other experience you accumulated. Only your conscious experience about you only will come with you when you leave the planet Earth. I am clear. As living manifestation of Paramashiva, I dedicated my life to trigger, awaken superconsciousness in you and give you superconscious experience about yourself to yourself. Superconscious experience about yourself to yourself is purpose of my existence, and listen, life is all about you experiencing superconsciousness with your understand. You set a scale of what is truth, what is dream, what is higher level truth you need to manifest, what is your future hope, what do you think as good in your past, bad in your past. All this definition, your perception about you sets all this. Your understanding about you sets all this. Your thinking about you sets all this. The good news, fortunate thing is, all this can be consciously rebuilt. Listen. All this can be consciously rebuilt. Consciously rebuilding all this only I call living enlightenment. What do you call as pleasure? What do you call as pain? What do you call as joy? What do you call as reality? What do you call as good? What do you call as bad? What do you call as dream? What do you call as hope? What do you call as your vision? What do you call as your future? What do you call as good in your past? What do you call as bad in your past? All these put together sets your experience of you. Understand your experience of you. Your experience of you, superconsciousness. Listen, I'll repeat. Your experience of you as superconsciousness changes, transforms, evolves the very existence of your life. I'll repeat. Even once if you experience yourself as superconsciousness, your definition about you becomes different. Today, I'll initiate all of you to experience that superconsciousness, Kailaasa. Kailaasa. Get your Atmalinga and keep it on your heart center. Let's start the initiation. Get your Atmalinga, keep it on the heart center. Let's start the initiation. Paramashiva, 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 Paramashiva.
truest self as 25-headed, 50-handed Paramashiva, as eternally 16, youthful. Commit with Paramashiva. Only he exists. Anything else is delusion. Now, sit straight. We'll enter into the process. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Paramashivoham. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षिसुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुतसकलनिगमागमसारभूत द्राविडवेदप्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगतमुक्तामयचतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्रचामर श्रीचिह्नकाहलादिसमस्तबिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञानविज्ञानचक्रवर्ती सर्वजनसङ्घ सद्यो निर्वाणदीक्षा व्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमतकलभकेसरी शैवसिद्धान्तस्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराज पाण्ड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपणशाक्यादिमहान्धकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणानर्हार्हध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वजस्थापक शैव समयकर्त्रे सर्वज्ञपीठारूढ श्रीजगद्गुरु श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धदेशिक स्वामी वागीश सुन्दर माणिक्यवाचक स्वामिनाम् अवतारभूत श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्ध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रिनवत्युत् इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मण्डित चतुष्षष्टि सम्प्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामण्डलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरो श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञानवितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय।